What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Taking a little bit of a break from the Christmas Cheertacular, a series I haven't really done all that much this year. I'll get back to it though soon because I got to talk about a release that's actually coming out next week. Got an early screener for this. Thank you to the folks at A24 for putting on an early screener through AMC, and that is for the wrestling biographical sports drama The Iron Claw. The Iron Claw stars an ensemble of people: Zac Efron, Holt McCallany, Lily James, Maura Tierney, Jeremy Allen White, Ferris Dickinson. And The Iron Claw is the true story of the inseparable Von Erich brothers, who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. Through tragedy and triumph, under the shadow of their domineering father and coach, the brothers seek larger-than-life immortality on the biggest stage in sports. I just gotta say this, man. Damn, dude. The Iron Claw floored me. It broke me, honestly. There's gonna be a section of this movie where I think general audiences are essentially gonna be like, this just got too sad, it got too depressing, it kind of killed the whole movie. And sometimes I get into that mood where that does happen, but I'm already enjoying so much of this movie and I'm already immersed in the filmmaking behind it that was kind of an afterthought. And plus, too, this is based on a true story. A lot of this probably happened. If this was just a fictional tale, then I probably would have that mindset a lot more with this movie. But for someone that had no clue about the story that this was based on, those last 40 minutes or so did a very good job of letting you sit with the emotional trauma and the hard-hitting, raw vitality that this movie brings. It's so much more than just a wrestling film. It's much more than just about wrestling. It's a drama about family. It's a drama about heartbreak, trauma, pain, unrealistic expectations. That is a very common theme in this movie, especially amongst this group of brothers. Each one seems to have a different dream and is being forced into the sport by their father. And their father has lofty expectations for them. Loss of hope is also another theme, and it all just hits. It all just comes crashing down like it's just an emotional roller coaster, a tidal wave that just explodes. Like I said, it might be a little bit too much for some, but for me, I think it worked. And I think it's because the movie understood that this was a family drama first, with themes that touch upon how that family interacts, and the wrestling stuff comes second. I have to commend writer and director Sean Durkin for understanding that. Zac Efron, this is the best I've ever seen him in a movie. I haven't really seen much with Zac Efron. When child stars branch out and do stuff like this, they really show their raw talent. He bulked up a lot for this movie, and I mean it, man. Dude is jacked in the movie.
When he first showed up in the movie, I thought he was Johnny Damon. He looks like Johnny Damon.
But out of all of the brothers and all the cast members, he probably gives the most nuanced performance. He has to hide a lot of his emotions, the character's emotions. There are emotions that his character, Kevin, states out loud, but he never really expresses those emotions until the final scene of the movie, where you know that it has that things that have played out in his life, certain events have really deeply affected him. He hides all of that pain and trauma behind his eyes throughout the entire movie. He kind of feels like he's coming off as wooden and stoic, but I think that's by design so that he can help hide those emotions. He beautifully captures the pain and emotional trauma that he had kept hidden for so long. It's a really gutsy performance from Efron. I haven't heard many people talk about Efron a lot in this movie. I think he deserves a lot of recognition for this. Lily James is in the movie as well. She's phenomenal, as she always is. She's Lily James. We all love her. I don't want to discount Jeremy Allen White. He has that show, The Bear, on Hulu. But I think out of all the brothers, all the actors that play the brothers are great, especially Efron and Jeremy Allen White. He's the key here next to Efron. If he doesn't give a good performance, then parts of this movie really do fall apart. I loved the soundtrack for this movie. Not to take anything away from the musical score that is provided for us, but I just think that the soundtrack made itself a character more on its own than the actual musical score did. A lot of takes place in the 70s and 80s, a lot of 70s and 80s rock songs that are used to uplift you and get you pumped to go in that ring, and then they're perfectly placed. That's the thing, because I would describe the more upbeat ones that way, and then the more somber, melodramatic rock songs are placed in the movie when they're supposed to be tragedy and heartbreak. They really convey what the scene is trying to convey to you as an audience member, what it's trying to get across tone wise. So I think the choice of the songs were perfect and the placements of the songs were perfect in terms of the tone. Nothing ever felt out of place with the soundtrack in this movie, and it's a really poppin' soundtrack. The song that plays over the end credits, I have stuck in my head. I'm gonna have it stuck in my head for days. I have one issue with the Iron Claw. That resides in the wrestling scenes. The wrestling scenes are great, but I just think that there's one technical flaw here. And I think that it's just the camera shakes a little bit too much. It seems like it's out of focus sometimes, focusing on one thing and it'll zoom in and then it'll quickly shake to another side of the ring, to another angle. There were instances like that in some of the wrestling matches where it caught me off guard a little bit. It was a little bit jarring. That, I think, is really my only gripe, because I feel like I didn't get a whole peripheral view or a whole understanding as to what was happening. Also, though, I do like how this movie touches upon the fact that, oh, hey, wrestling, that sport, yeah, it's a little bit of a myth. It's a little fake. Even though it looks real, it's fake. It's staged. They come up with this script. I like that the movie answers that. It's like, yeah, they come up with this script. They follow the script. There's even instances where Zac Efron's character is like, he didn't follow the script. So, yeah, it's fake. Like, we all know it. For many, it's entertaining to watch. With a movie like this, I'm kind of scared because how much artistic liberties are taken. Obviously, you have to take artistic liberties when you're adapting a true story. But my friend that I went to the movies with tonight, that I saw this with, who's a massive wrestling fan, movies and wrestling are like the equivalent to movies and baseball for me, for him. And I turned to him, I was like, yeah, that was kind of depressing at the end, huh? He said, yes, but it had to be because about 98% of what's in the movie happened. And he told me what was cut. There's an extra brother, I guess, in real life that was part of this clan that wasn't even in the movie. And he was cut. But he said, other than that, everything else was just about accurate. And I think if you know the story, I think you will be very satisfied as a wrestling fan and even as a non-wrestling fan. It might be a little daunting those last 40 minutes because they are full of so many tragic moments and heartbreaking moments where it's like, oh, this is too sad and too depressing. But the movie is so well made from a technical standpoint, other than that one flaw that I pointed out, that I could actually let that fly instead of other movies that do it, where it just feels like it's just, okay, you're just getting sad and depressing for the sake of being sad and depressing. I really enjoyed the Iron Claw with a full bucket of popcorn. So guys, did you get to see the Iron Claw early? Let me know what you think about it when you do see it, if you have seen it, in the comment section below. I'll leave my links to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.